Hi, Silvia!
Hello,
Oh my
hello,
God, I want to hug
hello.
you. I want to hug you. I want
Oh
to
my
cry.
goodness. How are you?
I'm good. I'm surviving. I'm trying to
Oh,
survive. I'm enjoying everything actually. Hi,
I'm
and then
so happy to be in Indonesia.
I wish you can come after the pandemic.
Oh my goodness. My heart lives there.
Yes, I know. Hi, Sylvia. There is Yana Sukasa. There's Amanda. There are lots of your people
Wow.
here.
A big hug to everybody.
Lucky miss you. Remember Lucky? He's also a film
Yes,
director. He misses you.
absolutely. I remember each person. I wish I could be in person with all of you.
So we really, really need to talk to you, and we were so excited to know that tonight we're gonna have a talk. Well, basically, Sylvia, what is happening with this, Earth? Are we really deserving this? What do you think?
Well, my take is that we are the ripple effect of our actions.
Okay.
So individually and as a group, we are contributors to our experiences.
Absolutely.
So we are these co-creators. We are given this free will, and it's not the first pandemic that human race has experienced. However, it's the first pandemic that we experience in our lifetime.
Yes. True.
And that is a big difference,
Mm-hmm.
because now we cannot go into cellular memory and find out how we survived before this.
Mm-hmm.
So we are left in this unknown. We are left in this place that we don't know what's next. Not even the experts were able to tell us what is next.
Yes.
So because we cannot go into cellular memory, we are able, with panic, with fear, with all those low energies, that keeps us in a state of numbness. Numbness in creation, numbness in projection, and numbness in embracing life. That is my take.
Okay. That is your take. However, I know I have a gut feeling that human beings are resilient. Is that still true?
So true. We humans are absolutely very resilient. We are able to create things out of nothing. And we have other elements that helps us to create out of nothing. We have elements like faith. We have elements of embracing groups. And that's one of the things this pandemic has taught us, how no people around us is empty. And life empty equals to loneliness. So if we are going to be resilient and survive, we have to embrace each other as a human race so we can help each other along the way. We worked for many years on this individualistic plan, on me. So I remember in the 80s and 90s, everything was me.
Yes.
Now here we are. Now we are me. Now we are the future of the past.
Yes.
We are right now the future of the past. So the me is here, and now we are me, and we realize, where is everybody? Why I cannot see the people I love? Because when you apply universal law, it doesn't just apply for the ones you want, but it applies for everybody. Because we are part of this individual consciousness, but also we are part of this consciousness with other people, the mass consciousness. And yes, we are resilient. Yes, we are going to go beyond this. Yes, this is a human experience. And yes, if we stick together, we can do it.
Amen to that. Well, but it's still, you know, although I personally feel that I don't mind being at home,
Right.
even you know, I feel that I can really spend time in my kitchen. I don't even know, you know, the exact things that belongs to my kitchen, you know, because I've been busy going in the morning, shooting, and then going back at night. And, you know, trusting 100% on the system that I thought I created within my household. And then because of this pandemic, because I have to stay at home, and I believe that most of us feel the same, because those who joined just now are mostly very busy women who joined this live. I know they are my friends who are very hardworking people, hardworking women and men. And I feel that, you know, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I feel, I don't know about the rest of you who listen to this, but personally, I feel like, oh my God, I really enjoy getting to know my own home, like every inches, and getting to reconnect with whatever is here, you know, getting to know about the basic things in life. Like sometimes in the morning, okay, what do? I don't have Zoom meeting. This is the first day of fasting for most of us, 90% Muslims in Indonesia. And, you know, there is no meeting during the first day of fasting. There's no work, Zoom meeting or anything. So I just, you know, suddenly I enjoy doing nothing, not eating, not drinking, you know, no meeting. And I feel like, okay, this is like, just, you know, breathe and just look at the storm. We had a rainstorm just for about half an hour in the afternoon before we break our fast, and then just, you know, just go with the flow. And but then the controlling side of me, and say to Yana Sukasa, she just wrote that I've been really enjoying these times of resting, resetting, reflections. And as a matter of fact, I felt pretty much the same. But the controlling side of me, you know, every time I had to look at my meeting diary and schedule for next week, I feel like, you know, what is the film industry going to look like in the future? And it gives me a sudden anxiety again. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, okay, you know, how are we going to change? Is this new normal going to be normal? How are we going to contribute together to change the whole setup of, for example, in my industry of filming, the whole setup of, you know, table reading, of casting, of rehearsing, because it takes a human interaction, you know, in this kind of world that, you know, most of us, most of these people who join is actually, they are in this creative industry. So those kind of thoughts pop in. I have to admit, it pops inside of me time after time. But, you know, to tell you the truth, it's like, why is it popping up? I really enjoy this. I really enjoy not doing anything. I really enjoy, you know, having to create my own schedule and having other people also very understanding about, you know, not having to be in a rush all the time. So it's kind of like a dilemma. And how can we, you know, get rid of that dilemma? What do you think, Silvia?
Well, there is a process in the mind, in the brain,
Mm-hmm.
and that is called creativity.
Yes.
We are very creative.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we were doing things, it was comfortable, it was nice, we enjoyed it, and it didn't work. Because sometimes the comfort zone does not work. So for us to be able to see what's going to happen in the future, we want to see that where I am at the time of the thought. Am I in fear? Am I in worry? Am I in scarcity? Where am I? This moment.
Yes.
Because this moment was created by our past.
Sure.
We agree on that, right?
Yes, we agree. I totally believe that. Okay, so guys, this moment that we're facing, this era of self-quarantine, of this pandemic, happens because of our past. I totally agree. We are, yes.
So we are co-creators of this moment.
Yes, all of us are co-creators of this moment. True.
So this moment, we are going to be co-creators of the future.
Okay.
How are we going to resume life? How are we going to fund? How am I going to go back to Indonesia that I love so much?
I know.
How all this is going to happen? So this is a key that I want to share with all your audience.
Okay.
And the key is be aware of the thought at the moment of the thought. Because the moment you're having your thought, you are buying a ticket. Is the thought a ticket of fear, or is the thought a ticket of love? So let me give you an example.
Okay.
Somebody calls me yesterday, and a good friend of mine is on a respiratory at the hospital with COVID.
Okay.
So I had a choice. To go, oh my gosh, he has heart problems, he has kidney problems, he's not going to make it.
Okay.
The other choice is, I'm so grateful he crossed my path. I learned so much from a good friend of mine. I want you to, if it's time for you to move on, don't linger. Go to the light. I love you and thank you. It completely shifts my ticket.
Okay.
And also it shifts the energy I'm sending to him at the moment the thought came into my life. So how does your ticket look like when you think of the future? So if the future is going to be a movie, do you want to see that movie?
Absolutely.
Or because it's too negative, too fearful, too lonesome, too out of what you want to experience. If the thought comes into your life, remember, you have a choice. And you can make the choice. I buy this ticket because I like what the ripple effect of the ticket is going to be. Or, no, thank you, brain. It's good about your offer because I've heard so many people saying the same thing. It's good, it's serving them in some kind of purpose. I want to go on a frequency above that. And what I want to create is X. The brain needs a dialogue before accepting. Because the brain does not discern. The brain doesn't say, good thought, bad thought. However, consciousness does do that, does discern good thing, bad thing. And for us to create a future full of good ideas, of things that are going to be amazing for the new generations, we have to be open to let go of the things that didn't work on the past or that they were in our comfort zone and face it to the future with new ideas, new prospects. So I want to help. If there is anything that we need to change, I want to help for that change to be productive, to be embracing, to help my family, humanity, to be a place of light. And for that, I need a new ticket.
True, true.
That's,
Yes. Very interesting. The ticket I love so much because you are using that term, the ticket. So it's actually it's a strong choice. You just have to choose, right? Because there is this actually use your imagination and imagine and create that ticket. And however, still, I'm just trying to just to try to communicate that this is like how many weeks already? We're entering I think the 10th week in Indonesia of self-isolation, 9th or 10th week. I stopped counting. So there are times where, just like life itself, where we feel very much, like, because every time we hear somebody passing, it's really, it's actually the moment that, breaks our heart. Somebody passing. For example, with this internet, with this social media, we have WhatsApp, we have all kinds of social media, and then we hear, people passed away. Somebody that can be dear to us, somebody that can, we know through our work together or things like that, and it happens constantly these days. I really like your explanation about, okay, it's your time to move on. It's that person, that soul's time to move on. And then we are grateful that we have shared our path together with that lovely being. But I just cannot help myself from feeling sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. And
so
it's part of human being, right? Human nature to feel sad.
Yes. So we don't want to take our essence of being human, sadness, fearfulness, anger, all that is us being human. So we don't want to stop being human. We want to embrace our humanity. What is wrong is stay in sadness. Experiencing sadness, experiencing fear, that's okay. That's part of who we are. Trying to take that away from our life, that's not right, because you're trying to take life out of the essence. Trying to stay on that forever, it's not good, because life has other things to offer us. So if you are sad, go ahead, cry, go into that sadness, feel that moment of goodbye with the person that is going, wish them a good eternity, and know that that love that connected you is part of the whole. Just like water doesn't hold on to the space where it flows. One always keeps going. And it teaches us that good lesson of we need to move on. However, whenever we let somebody go, that essence becomes part of us because that person is no longer in contact with us. So there is a switching that happens when a person leaves Earth. When they die, we know we can no longer reach. So we have to go in. So we have to go into remembering them, into feeling them, into knowing that I have an essence of you still in here.
True.
So doing that, it's perfectly normal. I like people that are sad, that they actually live that what we consider negative. I don't. But all those energies that makes us uncomfortable, because then we can, with real love, say thank you. If we stay in sadness, we stay in sadness, we cannot experience the reaching from the inside to those that left before us.
True, true. Yes. And I think it's important. How important is it at this time to be thankful for everything, for every single thing?
Yes, and gratefulness puts us in that place of abundance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, we are okay being home because we have a home.
Yes.
Many people in the world don't have a home.
True. True.
So where do they stay? How are they going to enjoy the next meal? They don't even have transportation to reach to a store or medicine. You know. So feeling blessed for what we have, it's the beginning of being okay. That being okay expands when that beginning provides a new beginning to other people, to the most needed. So when we are able to expand our abundance, this becomes a wave of abundance for all. The internet, it's very interesting. Whenever somebody posts something, they say this person is at the hospital and it needs help, and they share the post. Oh, and they feel good because they share the post. That doesn't solve anything for the person that is going to the hospital and cannot pay their bills.
Yes.
So the internet has numbed the process of embracing humanity in that sense, because it gives us a false sensation that we are doing something when we are really doing nothing.
True.
We are clicking a little thing in front of us that does not. It just lets other people know that that person is sick.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So that is part of the component of what we are experiencing at the moment. So when we are grateful, we need to take an action that makes that other person or gives the other person the opportunity to be grateful.
True.
That way we create that wave that we want to embrace humanity with.
True. Well, there is a question from Nadia here. She wrote, is it an illusion? Maybe it relates to the internet thingy, like, you know, illusion of feeling good about yourself or something in relation to the internet, the issue that you just brought up.
Yes, and the illusion is because we didn't want for like 20, 30 years the contact with everyone else. We were all me. Right? So when we got tired of me, we created the internet. And that brings us the illusion of being we. When in reality,
it's still me.
Right.
In reality, it's still me, Silvia. Oh my God. Yes.
So yeah,
oh my God, this is like I'm so grateful for this, even like for your inputs about the ticket and about the illusion, about the internet, of being the illusion of creating the us where it's always about me. And oh my God, my little puppy is crying. Okay, she's listening to us. And so it's so true. Oh my God, it's like, you know, something that I think we already realize, but when you say it, when you put it out there out loud, it just hits us that probably, do you think we need to do more? Like we need to do more in terms of sharing our gratitude? Because I like the idea when you say gratitude is very important, but you know, making other people feel grateful also important.
Yes. So what I learned a few years ago is that we have to be responsible givers.
Okay, so we have to be a responsible givers. That's the question from Melissa. Remember Melissa, the cute little Melissa. She asked in Indonesian, kita harus apa? You know, it's so cute. So what do we have to do? So that's exactly the thing you just said. We have to be responsible giver. Okay, noted. Yeah, noted by Bubu. So you can be the secretary, Nazira Bubu. Responsible giver. Can you elaborate on that, Sylvia?
Many of my clients, we talk a lot about the rule of 10, and maybe one day we will do a video on the rule of 10. But basically, it's being responsible on how we give to make sure that what you are giving is actually getting to the people that you want to help. So we have a lot of organizations where you give your donation, and your donation is something you work for. You know, you earned it, and you find that abundance to reach other people. So we give to an organization, and that's as far as we go on the donation. It disappeared. You don't know, did it get there? Did they get the food? Did they get the meals? Did they get the medicine? What happened? It disappeared. So we created a big thing corporation where we feel good by giving, but we don't feel responsible on the other side.
Yes.
I want to see the product of my work that I'm sharing every month. I want to see how that is distributed. Where did it actually go to the cost I provided? Or did it go to pay high salaries, which I have nothing against high salaries because we need people to run it. They are not making enough money, they won't be able to do a good job. I have nothing against that. But how does a person with a big office in very expensive cities like New York know what a person in Africa is going to do? How do they know?
Yes.
It has to be responsible giving to places where you get backed up on, okay, your donation went to this person, and here is, now with technology, here's a video, this is what happened, this is who got your donation, this is the person that is related with you. And for me, the abundance is a wheel where everybody can tap in if we are all into that game.
Okay.
So what I usually do is the first of every month, I give my donation. The first of every month is the happiest, most abundant day in my life because I make other people happy. I complete projects that are really going to make a big difference. And then I'm going to know, because the people that I donate to, they send me videos and they said, look, thank you for your donation. This is what happened. You know, and sometimes my donations, like one time, somebody needed some money and I sent it because he needed money because his daughter was in malaria with the hospital, and he had not been able to take it because he didn't have money for the bus, and she didn't have anything because the hospital would not provide medicine unless they bring that money.
Yes.
So I sent it to him, and they gave it to him. They took him to the hospital. When he got to the hospital, the daughter had died. It was
painful.
So it was like, okay, and so they gave me the option. What do we do with the money? We can give him for the funeral of his daughter.
Yes.
Or do you want it back? I don't. I want, you know, at that moment, what do you do? But you are involved at that micro system on how you're raising people, even though they are far apart and they are not sharing the same lifestyle as you have, but they are in massive need.
Yes.
So being a responsible giver is that. Make sure that when you are providing, 90% of the money is not going to management. Maybe 20% is okay to go to management. But 80% should go to the people that are in need.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. That's point taken about responsible giver. I think we all agree on that too, because the world has been created with this capitalistic system, right? and then, you know, it always goes to the 1% or to the 10%, and then the disparity is getting even higher and higher. And then the pandemic hits us, and I think it's the most democratic virus.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you can say, I mean, that's just me being me. I think it's the most democratic virus because you know Indonesia very well, Silvia. In Indonesia, when people get hit with a flooding, mostly it's the, you know, only the poor people who lives by the river, who lives in really, really poor condition that get hit with flooding every year in Jakarta, in Indonesia, in everywhere. But with this pandemic, it just hits everybody, you know, regardless of their social status. Although I just read also a research that in the US, it hits more into African American and then Latin American, maybe because they live in a more close-knitted home or area or location. So it's just really, really a lot to digest. Yeah. But this is very interesting also from Melissa. Melissa wants to know, what are you doing at home, Silvia, daily? She wants to know, and I think most people want to know.
Because I do long distance healing,
Okay.
at the beginning of the pandemic, people were very afraid. So I have lots of requests for long distance healing sessions. For I am in fear, I don't want to get it. What is this? I don't know. And as by more people started getting COVID-19, so I've been very busy doing healing sessions for those who got it.
Okay, long distance healing.
Yes, so long distance healing has got me very busy actually. I do the long distance healing and personal healing, but when the country shut down, I stopped the personal healing. So all my clients have been able to shift to long distance healing, which I do between 3 and 6 in the morning, my time. And, it's been a process of them also reaching in, because in long distance healing, they also get information from the soul. And in the personal healing, it's more of a physical element polarity therapy. So I are pretty busy with that because I get up, you know, at 2 in the morning, go from 3 to 6, and then I go back to bed. And then when I get up, I go and share things on Facebook, chat a little bit with my friends, and then I paint. I like to. That's
yes,
where
I notice, and I think it's also what keeps you strong, because you have that artistry to express yourself and your energy.
It allows me to connect to worlds that I imagine, right? So if I am painting the ocean or trees or just a leaf, I can be in their world for hours. Therefore, I bring that. I always tell people, I think everyone in the world should have an oil painting hanging at home. Oil painting is the only one that shifts the energy in your house.
Okay.
All the other ones
oil
not.
painting.
Let me tell you why. Why oil painting? It takes forever to dry, right? And it takes many layers to paint.
Yes.
So the artist, if it's painting water or a tree or a rock, has to, if it's a rock, it has to go on the strength of the rock to be able to have it. Or if it's water, the flowiness of the water and the reflection of the light, which we don't do with other mediums. We don't do the living of a person in that canvas for a period of time expressing what they are creating.
Okay. True. So you paint, you still do a healing, good to know that. probably we need one or two of your sessions, although it's long distance. Do you take vitamins? What do you take to boost your immune system? I want to ask you that before we go to, these are questions from all the ladies. Sylvia, do you see vaccine is coming anytime soon or not? And as a person of faith, how do you see God in this chaos? Okay, but I want to start with really a small question. What do you take? Like what is your menu day to day? Like the food combination, does it have anything to do also with you maintaining your energy? Anything that we can copy from you?
So I take my vitamins change according to the season.
Okay.
Okay, so when it's going to be winter time, so here winter starts late November to March. Whether my body vibrates from late November to March has to have a fire to keep me warm.
Yes, yes.
So I project in my body as fire energy. It's going to start accumulating in August and September. For me to fire energy November, December, January, etc.
Yes.
So at winter time, I do not consume much of fruits like citrus because it has the effect of cooling the body.
Okay, okay.
And what I like to do is keep the body warm.
Okay.
Now, summertime, I want to consume elements that cool the body because I want to go with the planet.
Yes.
So summertime, I will do the oranges, I will do grapefruits, I will do salads, smoothies, things like that. My body cool. So I think immune system gets compromised when we have summertime and the AC is very high in the house, so we are very cold and comfy in the house. And that's the reality, and that's hot, and that's shocking of the system. I think it lowers immune system. So being more conscious of the temperature in the house and what you take and how you program your body to function on hard times, crucial for the. I also like to take vitamin D because in winter times there is very little sun here and I don't go outside unless I'm very bundled up.
Yes.
So I like to take vitamin D that comes with K2.
K2. What is K2?
K2 is potassium 2. K is another vitamin that helps absorb vitamin D.
Okay. All right.
So
right. So they work together, right?
They work together, and I like when vitamins are partners because then we hit more systems. My daily drink is ginger tea with lemon.
Okay.
And
that's lovely. I love that too. I think we all love that.
Yes. So what I do is I get the organic lemons and I cut them up. I don't peel it. Just pieces, and I boil that with the ginger for 20 minutes. The husk, the pits, all that contain incredible vitamin C for us. The system.
Yes.
And I do not take the flu vaccine.
Yes.
Each time I have tried the flu vaccine, I have gotten sick with the flu.
Oh,
so
right.
my body is never happy with the flu vaccine.
Okay.
I think it will be a while before we get the vaccine. I think I see them pushing for is the plasma and more into the preventive. And if we get the COVID-19, I think in the future it's going to be more therapeutically effect.
Okay.
Of having the virus and going into more advanced ways of either prevention or healing in conventional medicine, which I think it's going to be a big step and a big gift to humanity from COVID-19, because it's helping us explore so many other venues in order for us to have different type of therapies, how we see the deterioration of the body, and how one system, in this case of COVID, is the respiratory system, how one system can destroy your whole life in just 2 days.
Right. Okay. Well, there are similarities from your routine to a lot of your audience here with the ginger, lemon, but more specifically into the vaccine. I know personally, because you told me that, there is something, because you used to work with the UN, right? With the United Nations.
Believe it or not, I was assigned to the World Health Organization.
Yes, you used to work with the World Health Organization. So everybody make note on that. And again, with the COVID vaccine, how do you personally see it? A lot of people might need it, but you personally, you already said, but I said it earlier, but I think it's important to stress it in terms of prevention, or just if we do get it, we go into more therapeutic therapy, healing. Can you really elaborate more on that?
For the vaccine, I really want to see good studies done. That, unfortunately, is going to take many years. Not one, many years. Because they are going to vaccinate people. People are going to want the vaccine as soon as it comes out. The effects of that vaccine, if it comes out, we won't see it for a few years.
Okay.
So to me, is unless I need it, and I can be comfortable on the weight of more benefits than harm in the future, it's a tough thing, because there is not a good answer for what a vaccine does.
Okay.
It's like a polio vaccine, measles vaccine, a BCG vaccine. Yes, they prevent us from getting any of those horrible diseases. Absolutely. It's thousands of lives. However, we still discovering the effects that is doing to new generations. Like my mother generation probably didn't have any vaccine.
Yes.
I had all the vaccines available when I was growing up. My children had all the vaccines, and probably triple than what I had, because that's what is available. So my grandchildren, imagine, they have all this chemical now in the DNA that we know what the effect is going to be until they are adults.
Okay.
So for me, things are very iffy, but also, on the other hand, it does save thousands and thousands of lives every year.
Right. So we just have to be patient, because it takes a lot of crazy research to be able to find the close to perfection vaccine. So I really want to end this, because it's almost ending. It's like we only have 10 minutes left, Silvia. I really want to save this, but I don't know how to save this conversation. If we save this, I will send it to you. It can be in a form of like a video file, something like that. Please tell me how to save it, people. More technology smart tech people in this audience. And everybody saying no, they are crying because they know that we only have like 12 minutes left, because we started a bit later because of the reconnection. I hope it's like we can have another 14 minutes, probably 13 to 14 minutes. I really want to end it with just like a moment of silence, or maybe like just breathing together with you, Silvia. But there's one last question. So what is the summary of it all, like what do we need? Of course, we have to be working together. We have to join hands, not only in the internet, although now we can only do it via internet. And I'm grateful for the internet because I can hear your voice, I can see you, I can share you with other people, with all of my really great, lovely soul friends. And yeah, just like a summary for the end, because I really want to end it with like just breathing with you, like together with everybody.
Sounds wonderful. So I want to go into the breathing. I'm going to share with you the 3 lessons that I have learned in these 2 months that we have been cooked up and going into the who I am in reality and why I am here. So there are 3 things that I have learned, and one is that we need each other. That at the time of contact, we realize how easy it's to embrace humanity and how lonesome it can be without humanity. The second lesson I learned is that fear is not an enemy. Fear is a human reaction. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to live in fear. Fear is like hot water. It's okay to have hot water for tea, for coffee, but it's not okay to live only with hot water. It's not okay to live only with fear. There are other frequencies that we can choose from at fearful times, like hope, kindness, faith. The third lesson learned is that our journey is as important as the outer journey. Inner journey is getting to know the being who occupies the body. Outer journey is getting to know our beautiful blue planet and making our planet a sacred home and humanity our sacred family. And with that thought, I want to bring you this. So I'm going to just go into that space of gratefulness, of friendship, of love, and just connect with the pureness of your heart. Knowing that love unites us, that space embraces, that friendship is forever. You each had so breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in.
I think it's going to end soon. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih